What stood out from NFL Week 2? Let's get into it. After 18 career starts and going 2-16 in those starts is the Bryce Young era over in Carolina. On Monday morning, he was shockingly benched in favor of veteran Andy Dalton. In fairness, Young has looked horrible this year, completing just 55% of his passes, no touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Carolina has not looked competitive so far, and Bryce Young looks pretty broken. Is this just a mental break, or is the era of Bryce Young in Carolina completely finished? I guess that's to be determined. Despite being touchdown underdogs for most of the week, Sam Darnold stuck it to the team that he was on last year, the San Francisco 49ers. Darnold had 2 touchdowns, including this 97-yard bomb to Justin Jefferson, and oh my god, look how fast that referee is. The Vikings stay undefeated at 2-0, and the 49ers, they have a couple injuries now on offense, with Deebo Samuel joining Christian McCaffrey. Sunday Night Football was pretty entertaining. It included a fight on the sidelines with Caleb Williams getting hit late, and Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair punching Roschon Johnson in the helmet, and somehow did not get ejected for it. We saw a very good example of a hip drop tackle on Joe Mixon, which forced him to leave the game, but of course, there was no penalty for that as well. TJ Edwards wrapped him up, he swung his legs, and put all his weight on Joe Mixon's ankle, which is pretty much exactly what the NFL was trying to get rid of. A lot of credit should go to the Texans kicker Ka'imi Fairbairn, who was 4 for 4 on field goals, including a 59-yard make, but CJ Stroud is so impressive. Look at this play he makes. Pressure from both sides, he gets out of the first tackle, is getting chased down full speed, and zips it past to Nico Collins on the right sideline. If any Panthers fans are watching this, I am sorry. Trevor Lawrence was pretty brutally honest in his post-game interview.
Yeah, I mean, we suck right now.
The Jaguars dropped to 0-2. Like most times these teams play, the Chiefs and Bengals game was very exciting. Bengals corner Cam Taylor-Britt may have had the most impressive interception I've seen in a long time. It was honestly like one of those Madden 17, Madden 16 type animations when the cornerback just makes this crazy interception one-handed, except this happened in real life. The Chiefs had to convert a 4th and 16 to keep this game alive, and it's a very controversial call. Me personally, I do think this was pass interference and they made the right call. It's just a shame that the game was pretty much decided by this. And while he played well overall, you do have to give some blame to Joe Burrow. His early 4th quarter fumble allowed the Chiefs to take the lead. The Bengals may be 0-2, but I don't really feel like they should panic just yet. It's always cool when something happens for the first time, especially for a sport that's been around for a while. This one I've never seen before. Right before a 3rd and 10 snap, the Packers center Josh Myers literally vomits on the football. Malik Willis, the quarterback, could not get a good grip on the ball and pretty much had to tuck and run, and although he did evade the first tackler, he was well short of the first down.
Yeah, I asked Malik why he didn't throw the ball on that 3rd down, and he told me that Josh threw up on the ball. I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. I've never had a throw with vomit on a football, so I don't know. I don't think Malik probably didn't appreciate that.
The Marvin Harrison Jr. NFL debut did not go very well, to put it nicely. But the Marvin Harrison Jr. home debut, it was awesome. 4 catches for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, and pretty much all of that happening in the first quarter. Kyler Murray had one of his best games as a pro. Kyler had a perfect passer rating on the day of 158.3. For the Los Angeles Rams, the injuries are starting to pile up. Now Cooper Kupp is hurt, Puka Nacua is still out, Joe Noteboom, Steve Avila, Darius Williams, John Johnson, and more. They're now 0-2, and honestly, this season might slip away from them. The Jets get their first win of the season, and honestly, the first real win of the Aaron Rodgers era, and this game has some crazy plays. Early in the 3rd quarter, Aaron Rodgers threw a jump ball to running back Bryce Hall, and Bryce Hall, for a running back, made a pretty insane catch. Obviously, Kenneth Murray could have located this ball better, but still, that is a great grab for a running back. Maybe even a better grab was later in this quarter, as Calvin Ridley, right between 2 Jets defenders, one being Sauce Gardner, who may have got lost in the sauce, made this crazy catch right near the ground and rolled in the end zone for 6. I figured he'd be down short for sure, but after review, it was a touchdown. Now, why did the Titans lose this game, you may ask? Well, Will Levis, who threw that awful interception last week to Tyreek Stevenson for a pick 6, decided to have a turnover even worse this time. After falling and nearly taking a sack, he tried to pitch the ball backwards to his running back Tajay Spears. Instead, this 3rd and 6, which would have been been an easy field goal attempt turned into a Titans turnover, costing them 3 points, and 3 points they definitely could have used. And the funniest part of this was not even the play itself, which admittedly is pretty terrible, but the CBS crew had a perfect shot of Brian Callahan, the first-year Titans head coach, looking at Will Levis saying, "What the F are you doing?" I don't think Will Levis knows either. Through 2 weeks, the New Orleans Saints have the best offense in football. I don't think anybody expected this. Their new offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak is working wonders over there, and guys like Alvin Kamara and Rashid Shaheed have gotten off to fantastic starts. Kamara, who's now a 29-year-old running back, did not get the memo of running backs falling off at the age of 28. He had 4 touchdowns in this game. For Shaheed, he caught a 70-yard touchdown early in this game. Maybe the Saints are just good. Their offensive line's holding up very well. It looks like the Kubiak choice at offensive coordinator is working out perfectly. We'll see how long this can last for. While one first-round pick from the 2023 class had an awful day in this game, one guy who did have a good day was Quentin Johnston. Johnston, who was trending towards bust territory, had 5 catches for 51 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 29-yarder over J.C. Horn. Maybe this is the performance he needs to get going. Through 2 games, Bo Nix looks absolutely terrible. He had 2 interceptions, including this terrible one in the end zone, although he did have a pretty funny explanation about it.
Drop back, do it to the other team.
There was also this sack he took, I guess sack in quotes I could say, where if there was something that was the opposite of roughing the passer, it would be this. It looks like TJ Watt just grazed his calf and Bo Nix just took the sack. You don't see this very often. But hey, the Steelers are 2-0 in the Justin Fields era. And speaking of Justin Fields, this throw on a 2nd and 18 did not count thanks to Broderick Jones. But look at this throw. Rolling out to his right, throws a deep ball to George Pickens and it just lands perfectly. That may have been the best throw of Fields' career, but too bad it didn't count. The New York Giants made history on Sunday, just not in a good way. NFL teams were 1,132-0 when scoring 3 more touchdowns than their opponent. The Giants have 3 touchdowns on Sunday, the Commanders had 0. The Commanders won the game 21-18. Now part of this was the Giants kicker Graham Gano getting hurt on the opening kickoff, but the Giants irresponsibly did not have a backup kicker on their roster, knowing that Gano was injured coming into the game. I guess they got what they deserved. The Giants are now 0-2, and their next 6 games are not easy. This was pretty cool. So Jets rookie running back Braylon Allen is not even 21 years old yet. He was exactly 20 years old in 239 days on Sunday. And for Allen, he scored his first career touchdown. Now what made this really cool is that Allen tied an NFL record for the youngest player ever to score an offensive touchdown. In 1930, Arnie Herber of the Packers was exactly the same age as Braylon Allen. Same year, same amount of days and everything. Pretty crazy stuff. Darnell Wright was a top 10 pick in 2023's draft, but Bears fans cannot be encouraged by this particular rep. Going against Danielle Hunter, who of course is one of the best edge rushers in the league, had maybe the worst rep I've ever seen for a right tackle. He got his ankles broken to say the least and left Caleb Williams out to dry. Monday night between the Falcons and the Eagles was very exciting. The Eagles basically had this game wrapped up, but Saquon Barkley let the game slip through his fingers. Down by 6 with a minute to go, it took the Falcons just 6 plays to find the end zone as Kirk Cousins found Drake London. Cousins gets his first win as a Falcon, and honestly, he looked much healthier this time around. Unfortunately for Tua Tagovailoa, he suffered another concussion, which now lands him on the IR and is out for at least the next 4 games. Can Miami find their way to survive without him, with Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley? And as we sit here now, we have no idea when Tua's gonna be back. It's a scary situation, but hopefully he's okay and back as soon as possible. That'll do it for the Week 2 recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
He listened. Jalen watched what Matt Ryan said. He said, I'm running that play again. I'm going to give him the perfect throw.